What is up? Happy draft day, everybody. Drew Kerr, 49er Sports Talk. Today's video is going to feature all 32 selections in this evening's NFL draft, round one. Let's get into it. Okay, starting out with pick number 1. I think it would shock almost everybody if this wasn't the pick here. Quarterback Caleb Williams, USC, going to the Bears. With selection number 2, we're looking at Jaden Daniels, LSU, for the Commanders. I've seen a vast majority of folks with Drake May in this spot. However, Adam Peters is running the show there now, and this would be the more experienced version of what he thought he was getting in Trey Lance in San Francisco. With pick number 3, we have J.J. McCarthy from Michigan going to the Patriots. Well, this might seem like a reach here. It isn't. McCarthy has been picking up steam, and I'd say that the last pick the Pats made with a Michigan Wolverines quarterback in 2000 worked out pretty well. Number 4, wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr., Ohio State, going to the Cardinals. This pick just makes sense. No need to elaborate here. Best player available. Can't pass him up. With pick number 5, Joe Alt, Notre Dame, going to the Chargers. This is not a flashy pick, but Harbaugh's track record speaks for itself when it comes to building up an offensive line first. Brock Bowers is the selection with number 6, tight end out of Georgia, going to the Giants. Some folks view Bowers as the next receiving tight end, comparable to Travis Kelce early in his career. Daniel Jones needs a security blanket, and he gets it here with Bowers. With pick number 7, we have offensive tackle Talise Fuaga from Oregon State going to the Titans. He's the second tackle off the board here. This provides Levis with protection and someone for Tony Pollard to run behind. With pick number 8, we have cornerback Quinyon Mitchell, Toledo, going to the Falcons. Most big boards have Mitchell as the best corner in the draft. The Falcons need secondary help, and they secure the perimeter by pairing him with A.J. Terrell. Pick number 9, wide receiver Malik Neighbors, LSU, going to the Bears. I think Neighbors is the best receiver in this draft. It's hard to think that he would drop here for the Bears to score, but the picks before this make a lot of sense too. Pick number 10, wide receiver Rome Odunze, Washington, going to the Jets. This draft's going to have runs on 3 positions: quarterback, offensive line, and wide receiver. The Jets need a young receiver to pair with Garrett Wilson. They have Mike Williams for the perimeter for Rodgers to throw to, but lack a guy they can put anywhere on the field. Odunze would be a steal here for New York. Pick number 11, quarterback Drake May out of North Carolina, heading to the Vikings. The Vikings get their developmental quarterback to sit and play behind Sam Darnold for a year or until he's ready. Pick number 12, quarterback Bo Nix, Ducks, going to the Broncos. Quarterbacks back-to-back here, and Sean Payton may see his next Drew Brees in Bo Nix. Nix needs to work on his game to get to that level, but Sean Payton cannot wait to make a move. With pick number 13, it's another quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington, going to the Raiders. Raiders get their quarterback of the future. Bit of a reach, but they can let him work into it behind mullet man Minshew Gardner. Pick number 14, offensive lineman. I'm not going to attempt to enunciate his first name, Fashanu. Penn State, going to the Saints. The Saints need to protect Carr. Get just the guy here with Fashanu. Pick number 15, edge, Jared Verse out of Florida State, heading to the Colts. The Colts seem like they haven't had an elite pass rusher since Mathis. Verse would provide some much-needed pressure for that Colts defense. Before we get into the second half of these picks, please help promote the channel by subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Moving right along, we have another edge, Latu out of UCLA, heading to the Seahawks. The Seahawks have suffered the same issue as the Colts in recent years. Latu would add a big need to help out the back end of their defense, which they're invested so much in recent past drafts. Pick number 17, offensive tackle Troy Fautanu out of Washington, heading to the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has not received proper protection since his rookie year. Balky and Peterson need to shore up the offensive line for their franchise quarterback and get a hell of a player here in Fautanu. Pick number 18, defensive line, Dallas Turner, Alabama, heading to the Bengals. Turner, by some, is rated at the top of his position group. The Bengals need to get lethal on defense if they want to contend with the Chiefs for AFC supremacy. Pick 19, defensive back, Cooper DeJean, Iowa, heading to the Rams. The Rams get their defensive equivalent to Cooper Kupp. DeJean can move anywhere on the field and has the potential to be a star in the league. Pick number 20, Offensive lineman J.C. Latham, Alabama, heading to the Steelers. Offensive line protection will be at the theme of this year's first round. The Steelers are in desperate need of boosting their offensive line. Latham would be an instant plug and play. Center Jackson Powers Johnson, out of Oregon, heading to the Dolphins. The Dolphins center of last year, Connor Williams, is currently exploring free agency. If he does not come back, the Finns get the best center in the draft here with JPJ. Pick number 22, another center, Zach Frazier, West Virginia, heading to the Eagles. If the Eagles cannot draft JPJ, Frazier looks to be just as dominant. With Jason Kelce retired, this makes a whole lot of sense. Pick number 23, guard, Christian Haynes, out of UConn, heading to the Vikings. I believe Haynes is the best offensive guard in this year's draft. The Vikings need a whole lot of help on their interior line, another plug and play from day one. Pick 24, offensive tackle, Amarius Mims, out of Georgia. Heading to Dallas, Tyron Smith is currently exploring free agency, and I do not think Dallas has the intention of bringing him back. Jerry Jones gets the future here at tackle to protect his investment in Dak. Pick 25, cornerback Terrion Arnold, Alabama, heading to the Packers. Green Bay's best corner, Jair Alexander, has struggled to stay healthy. Terrion Arnold will be a plug-plus starter in the NFL. I believe even if Arnold is not the pick here, the Packers will go get a cornerback early. Pick 26, defensive tackle, Johnny Newton, Illinois, heading to the Bucks. This guy has Warren Sapp swagger. This is Brian Baldinger's favorite defensive lineman in the draft. This would boost Tampa's defense immediately. Pick 27, offensive lineman, Tyler Guyton, Oklahoma, heading to the Cardinals. The Cardinals have failed to protect Kyler Murray since his rookie year. Jonathan Gannon would continue that trend if he neglects the offensive line in this draft. Pick 28, wide receiver, Brian Thomas Jr., LSU, heading to the Bills. With Stephon Diggs' departure to Houston this offseason and Gabe Davis as well to Jacksonville, Allen has virtually nobody to throw the ball to. Fortunately, in this scenario, Brian Thomas Jr. is still available. Pick 29, defensive tackle Byron Murphy, Texas, heading to the Lions. Murphy, in my opinion, is the second best defensive tackle in the draft. If the Lions can boost their defensive line even more and have Murphy play alongside Aiden Hutchinson, that will keep offensive coordinators up at night. Pick 30, offensive lineman, Kingsley Suamataia, BYU, heading to the Ravens. Against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, the Ravens failed to keep Lamar comfortable. The Chiefs were all over him for a majority of that game. If that is etched in John Harbaugh's mind, it would behoove him to go offensive line early on. Pick 31, edge, Chop Robinson, Penn State, heading to the 49ers. The Niners love to draft defensive linemen in the first round. Chop Robinson had better production at Penn State than did Micah Parsons. If the Niners can get Chop here this late, they should not hesitate to pull the trigger and add this freak to their rotation on defensive line. Pick 32, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Alabama, heading to the Chiefs. Last pick of this mock draft goes to the Chiefs, and they grab a corner that would be viewed as L'Jarius Sneed's replacement. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Please drop a comment below and with your own thoughts on what can happen today or what you think about this draft. Tune in at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Have fun.